Hey guys, if you like the content, please be sure to like the videos and subscribe to the channel. Thanks.
Hey everybody, Alex Stephenson back for more hot Born of the Gods drafting. We're on to the release now. The pre-release is over. So I start with a Swiss draft, and if I win, then I go up to 8-4, and if I make it to the finals of the 8-4, then I keep doing 8-4s. But if I lose in the 8-4, then I go back to Swiss. So if you haven't heard of this before, that's sort of the way that I do these drafts. All right, on to the pack. Um, since this is Swiss, I'm willing to explore a little bit deeper. Uh, I know red, white, nonstop, every single draft probably get old for everybody, myself included. So we're going to at least explore the format a little bit more. I'm standing by the importance of 2 and 3 drops in this format, though. So I think we're actually going to start with Noble Quarry. I like that it bestows. I like that ability in Limited quite a bit. Otherwise, Searing Blood is quite good, but I'm going to try out the Noble Quarry and see how much I like it. All right, follow up pick. Well, what are some good cards in here? Let's see. Servant of Timurit is good. Fearsome Temper is good. I'm sure Grizzly Transformation's fine. Evasion, permanent evasion plus draw card. Can't complain about that. Reap What Is Sown seems pretty good. That seems like a hell of a blowout possibility there. Equipped creature has 2 tap target creature. All right. Well, if we could possibly, if we knew we were getting inspired, I would think Siren Song Lyre would be quite a good pick. As it stands, I think it's a little bit pricey. It is a cool ability, though. I can't deny that. Turns off creatures. What am I set on here? I guess I'm really looking at the Reap What Is Sown or Servant of Timurit. Servant's not as aggressive as I'd like. Why don't we just opt for the Reap What Is Sown? I like the potential of that card. And yes, I'm going out of my way to not draft red-white. It's like everything about me right now is just like, grab red-white. But I'm going to at least explore some other archetypes. I think the main importance of what I want to accomplish is aggressive still. As long as I can keep it aggressive, I really don't care what color combination I'm in. The reason I've always opted for red-white in this format is because they've got the Titan strength. They've got the, the good pump spells, the good cheap removal. Like I passed the Searing Blood for a Noble Quarry, whereas I'd probably ordinarily just take the Searing Blood. But I'm going to try Noble Quarry out. And here I think I'm just going to take the Fanatic. Big fan of this card for Constructed. So this guy's cool too. He's just pricey. This guy's good too. He's just pricier than the Fanatic. So why don't we take the Fanatic, see if we can end up playing him. That'd be cool if we could. Alright, here we've got some very good options. We have the Stephenson Oathsworn, which, as I've said, Heroic is, in my opinion, the best ability in the format. We also have Swordwise Centaur, who's decent. Efficient. He's also foily. What would I prefer to have? The Swordwise or the Stephenson? Well, Stephenson works better with Bestow and Reap What Is Sown. Swordwise is more consistent. It's a 2-drop. Let's go Swordwise. Let's get some early game going. So I'm going to play Hyper Beats and weird colors. Let's go for it. I do like this guy, though. I just can't necessarily justify picking a 3-mana 1-1 over a 2-mana 3-2. I think that's what my main deterrent from picking that is. Alrighty, options. Well, I'd like to play the Fanatic. Haven't gotten a chance to fool around with him yet. So, Nyxborn Rollicker's fine. It's good with Future Bestow. We get out of the Theros packs. And it's very cheap to bestow, too, which is awesome. So I love hitting that Heroic for cheap. Revoke Existence is certainly main deckable. Springleaf Drum. Awesome with Inspired. Kind of wanted to try that card out, too. So really, it's Rollicker or Springleaf Drum. Well, I mean, Springleaf Drum is kind of like a ramp a little bit too, but good with Inspired as well. Let's take the Rollicker. You can't get cheaper than 2 Bestow. I don't think anybody can argue that. Alright, next we've got the Butcher. Also have Rise to the Challenge, which is an excellent trick. Aspect of Hydra, which is definitely good with Swordwise Centaur. I have a feeling Rise to the Challenge is a fantastic card. Kragma Butcher is also very good, undeniably. Let's take the cheap trick. I want to try out Rise to the Challenge. I have a very good feeling about this card. So let's take it. I do like the Kragma Butcher too, though. That was a very close pick. Okay, we've got the Stephenson Starbreaker, who can just slaughter the hell out of bestowed guys, which is good. It also, I mean, there's tons of stuff that this hits. Reckless Reveler, on the other hand, is a 2-drop. You know how I feel about those 2-drops. Pretty unplayable, I think, with the Heroes Podium. Why don't we just slam a little Reckless Reveler? Commit ourselves to that red-green beats. Oh, look at that. Another choice here. So we could diversify and take the Starbreaker now. The downside is it's a 4-mana 2/1. The upside is it destroys tons of auras. And auras are good. Also have Pillar of War, which is good. With a couple things we have already. So that is a real option. Stephenson Starbreaker, how much do I like it? Let's try it out. I think I'm denying it too much if I don't take it. Oh, let's see here. Karametra's Favor is playable. Hits Bestow, ramps a little bit, draws you a card, and by hits Bestow I mean hits Heroic. I don't think I like the Badger all that much. Yes, it's got Trample, but 1-mana 1/1s just aren't striking my fancy. Let's take the Favor. Well, I guess we could sideboard into Scouring Sands, but who knows? Maybe we play the Favor for some reason. Alright, well, we got Siren Song Lyre now. Why don't we try this card out? I feel like this shouldn't table. There's really no reason this card should table. I mean, maybe I'm overestimating how good this card is, but I feel like it's pretty amazing. Let's take the Lyre. Let's see. Nothing too much here, but I like seeing the green, since we've been trying to cut that off. I guess we can take another Favor. Not likely to play it. And we'll take an Aspect of Hydra now, just in case we end up with some sort of crazy greenish, mostly greenish deck. Alright, I guess we'll take a Badger now, whatever. Yeah, Badgers for days. Likely not playing the Badgers, but that's okay. So far, decent. We've got some decent threats in here that I can't really complain about. Ooh, Fabled Hero. Too bad we're not in red-white. Let's take the Magma Jet. Scrying is quite strong, and cheap removal is also quite strong. Very good cards in here. Omen Speaker, Grey Merchant, Divine Verdict, Griptide, Hopeful, Return Phalanx, obviously Fabled Hero. Crone Crusader's fine. Prowler's Helmet's playable. Happily slamming a Jet. What do we got next? Ooh, that's sexy. Get a little Boon Satyr. So we're going to slam that little bad boy over the Leaf Crown and the Nylea's Emissary. And hopefully we wheel one of those. I guess more realistically we'd wheel the Dryad, but I don't know how deep this pack is. I'm not sure if it's deep enough to get either of those cards, honestly, but who knows. Alright. Good choices here. So now we've got a solid 2 or 4 drop. So I think we're just going to take the Dryad over the Savage Surge. Although I do like the Savage Surge as well. And Spearpoint Oread. And Deathbell Raider. Voyaging Satyrs is not the deck for him. Let's take the Dryad. Okay. Next. We've got Rage of Perforos, which is playable removal, not that great. We also have the Hedonist, which is actually playable in here too, since we're got red going on. Why don't we cut cards I prefer to not play? So the Favors, all of that nonsense. Probably not doing that now. Alright. So I guess we can still take the Hedonist. I think I'm probably more likely to play that than the Rage. I mean, you can play a 12 2-drop deck. I know. Silly, isn't it? Here we take, guess, Disciple. It's good against the other aggressive decks. Plays well with Aspect of Hydra, I'm pretty sure. Alright, guess I can get behind that. Alright, next we have another Hedonist or Flame Speaker. I think we're just going to slam this Flame Speaker. Currently have Magma Jet, and let's see if we got anything else at all that interacts with it. Not yet, but still a chance to find more. Otherwise, 3 mana 2/3 is acceptable. Still have a chance to find some Titan Strength or more Magma Jets. Green scry cards that I can't think of right now. Alright, yeah, I'm fine with Fade into Antiquity. Nice little god killer, as well as all of the enchantment permanents in the set. So, seems perfectly acceptable. Mm-hmm. Alright, we've got a good choice here. So we can opt into the Arena Athlete, which is one of my faves on the heroic front, especially for aggressive. We've also got the Centaur Battlemaster, which I would like for this deck, but I don't think we're going to get that here. And then the Titan Strength, which is the card which brings us to our real choice here. Do we want the Titan Strength or the Arena Athlete? Do we want to make their guys unable to block? Or do we want a cheap pump that doubles as our Flame Speaker Adept pump? I'm going to go with the Athlete. I feel like there's more potential upside to him, although Titan Strength is quite explosive, and I would have loved to have that too. Got Crusader now, or Prowler's Helm. How much stuff do I have for Crusader right now? I've got the Rollicker. Guess I've got Rise to the Challenge. Not too much else beyond that. I mean, we've got some other bestow stuff. Let's take the Prowler's Helm. Might seem strange, but I think that card's actually playable as a one-of. Like, I would play that. I would definitely slam the Prowler's Helm in this deck over the Siren Song Lyre. Let's take the Crackling Triton. I feel like that blocks us well. Let's take the Flamecast Wheel for sideboard, but we're not likely to do it. Let's hate the Battlewise Hoplite, because that's just a great card. And we'll take a Satyr Piper, but not super likely to play it. I'll take some Sandals. Okay. Alright. We're in the last pack now, and I think we're just going to take the Dragon Mantle. It's a good card in general, and not too much else in this pack on color with us, unfortunately. Decent rare. Good blue stuff. That's about it. Can't hope to wheel much. Ooh. Well, once again, kind of wish I'd gone to my old original, since this is my favorite limited rare, probably. I guess that's not true. Yeah, rare, non-mythic. I can stand behind that. Alright, second Athlete or Minotaur Skullcleaver. I don't know. I'm kind of feeling the Athlete again. Just because taking away blockers is just too good. I really think that's what it boils down to. Skullcleaver's good explosive damage, but Arena Athlete's just so cheap. We've got Staunch-Hearted Warrior too. Maybe we can wheel that. Or the Battlemaster. I'd play either of those. But I think we're just going to take the Athlete, yeah. I gotta Card just strikes my fancy so much. And it's uncommon. Oh, is Nykthos not worth anything? Is that right? It's worth quite a bit in real life. In RL. What do we got? Buying. Nykthos, 1. Well, that answers that question. Is there anything else worth it for us anyway? Not especially. Spear Point Oriad is actually good. And we could play it. Alright. Well, 1 ticket, I guess, is not necessarily worth it. Really sad I didn't go white, because that is so good. But yeah, we'll take Spear Point Oriad. This card's good enough. Alright. Options now, we've got Satyr Piper, Portent of Betrayal, Nylea's Presence. Yeah, I guess we go Portent. Gank dudes. Warrior's Lesson. Fantastic card. Can you imagine having a couple arena athletes out and landing that little bad boy? So, pretty sure that's what we are going to be doing here. Satyr Rambler and Peak Eruption intrigue me otherwise, but yeah. Warrior's Lesson it is. Okay, anything good here for us? What does this card do again? So, something silly, isn't it? Yeah. Not very good. Best card in here against us, Last Breath. So, we'll hate that. Well, Destructive Revelry. If you're going to play Destructive Revelry, I would suggest doing it in a red-green deck. So, let's get it. I think I'd rather main deck that than the Fade. Does what we're looking for. Alright, here we're going to take and play the Temple. Getting Scry is good. And yes, we're aggressive, so that might seem strange, but I think it's still just fine. Best card against us here, either Viper's Kiss, oddly enough, but more likely Tormented Hero because it's quick and a decent blocker against us. Otherwise, this deck's still looking like it's in line with what I wanted to do. I've got enough 2-drop creatures, I believe, and look at that, wield the Staunch-Hearted Warrior, which makes me really happy. We're going to absolutely play that guy. And I think we're once again a 24 land deck. Top out at 4, right? So I don't mind main decking the Prowler's Helm. I'm still cool with that. That thing gets through. Best card in here against this, Breaching Hippocamp. Someone had written and said how this is now better because of Inspired, and I agree. I like it. We're not going to play the Goliath, so I'll take the 4-drop. None of these cards matter. Peak Eruption, very, very good sideboard. I actually sideboarded and won with this card before, so I like it. Spark Jolt. Alright, let's construct this deck real quick here. Am I playing Aspect of Hydra? Not sure yet. I want to say no, but we'll see. Prefer to not play Satyr Piper either, if possible. But we may not have that luxury. This is 23 with 15 creatures. And that's still sticking with Aspect of Hydra. I mean, in Aspect's defense, we have 1, 2, 3 double green actual permanents, but not sure we have enough to support it in here. Let me see how much targeted, I want to see how much stuff I have to trigger my heroic, because I believe I have a fair amount of strong heroic guys. including the bestow guys, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9, I mean 10 if you count port and 2, but 9 like actual real ways. So yeah, I feel comfortable cutting aspect. So that means we got to replace it. Maybe we do the Satyr Piper. Technically I could do the Badger too. I just don't want to. Prefer to not play that. I'm kind of curious if I want to try this Siren Song Lyre out. I feel like this could be good. Just not sure yet. It's okay. Piper's not that good, admittedly. It's overpriced. You don't get much toughness. How often is that ability going to even come up? Probably not that much. That being said, what else do we even really want to do? I mean, I could try Spark Jolt. Spark Jolt does scry for Flame Speaker. It's just pretty underwhelming. I don't think anybody can deny that. One damage is fairly underwhelming. It is nice that it can, yeah, hit your own heroic and boost it. But it kills one toughness, guys, so that's undeniable. Yeah, this is a pretty light looking deck on power level. Why don't we try the aspect out? I think I could end up hating myself for that. Alright, change of plans. We're going to do Fade into Antiquity main deck instead. I think there's actually, even though I'm running Destructive Revelry as well, I think there's actually enough enchantment and artifact permanents in this set where I'm not going to regret that. So why don't we check out our color scheme here. Need more green than red, but still want red, so I think we're probably still going to do close to an even split. They say 9-7. I think I actually agree with that. So we're going to do it like this. We only need 1 red, technically. I mean, obviously we want more for Dragon Mantle, but everything else functions just fine. Alright, yeah, this deck is probably actually weaker than the red-white one I had in my first draft. I would say almost definitely it is, but I don't know yet. We'll find out. We'll see. Certainly got the enchantment and artifact removal on lockdown. Alright, see you round 1.